Welcome to the part 4 of the travel vlog from Las Vegas to Mount Rushmore. In part 3 we visited Mount Rushmore in the morning, and we drove to the Crazy Horse Memorial in the afternoon, which is 35 minutes drive by car from Mount Rushmore. Video links to earlier parts are available in the description box below. The Crazy Horse Memorial is a mountain monument under construction on privately held land in the Black Hills, in Custer County, South Dakota, United States. It will depict the Oglala Lakota warrior Crazy Horse, riding a horse and pointing to his tribal land. The memorial was commissioned by Henry Standing Bear, a Lakota elder, to be sculpted by Korchak Ziolkowski. It is operated by the Crazy Horse Memorial Foundation, a nonprofit organization. The monument has been in progress since 1948 and is far from completion. If completed as designed, it will become the world's second tallest statue. Crazy Horse was a Native American war leader of the Oglala Lakota. He took up arms against the U.S. federal government to fight against encroachments on the territories and way of life of the Lakota people. His most famous actions against the U.S. military included the Fetterman Fight in 1866 and the Battle of the Little Bighorn in 1876. He surrendered to U.S. troops under General George Crook in May 1877 and was fatally wounded by a military guard, allegedly while resisting imprisonment at Camp Robinson in present-day Nebraska. He ranks among the most notable and iconic of Native American tribal members and was honored by the U.S. Postal Service in 1982 with a 13-cent postage stamp that is part of its Great American series. The memorial master plan includes the Mountain Carving Monument, an Indian Museum of North America, and a Native American Cultural Center. The monument is being carved out of Thunderhead Mountain, on land considered sacred by some Oglala Lakota, between Custer and Hill City, roughly 17 miles from Mount Rushmore. At the time construction started in 1948, the artist estimated the work would be complete in 30 years. As of 2022, there was no timeline for when the monument would be completed. However, the hand, arm, shoulder, hairline, and top of the horse's head were anticipated to be finished by 2037. You can dine in casual elegance at the Laughing Water restaurant in the visitor center, where you will be treated to a spectacular view of the mountain carving while enjoying some of the area's best cuisine. The Indian Museum of North America at the memorial is home to a large collection of art and artifacts, reflecting the diverse histories and cultures of the American Indian people. The museum collection started with a single exhibit donated in 1965. Close to 90% of the art and artifacts have been donated by generous individuals, including many Native Americans. The museum serves as a resource for students, educators, and visitors, allowing the opportunity to study and learn from the exhibits and many other cultural resources at Crazy Horse Memorial. There is also the rustic bus rides to the bottom of the mountain for a close-up view of the sculpture. The bus ride is a 25-minute round trip to the bottom of the mountain and back to the visitor center, and $4 per person, and kids under 6 are free. Once you are at the base of the mountain, you can see the ongoing construction work. Being an entirely privately funded endeavor with no public funding, it is impossible to state when exactly the Crazy Horse Monument will be finished. The face etched into the side of the mountain was visibly completed back in 1998, but there is still a great deal of work to be done to the rest of the mountain face, guest areas, as well as a variety of other aspects of the monument. The bus driver shared some interesting history behind the construction of the sculpture and ongoing work. We highly recommend taking the bus ride to the base of the mountain if you are visiting Crazy Horse Memorial. The laser light show, aptly titled Legends in Light, is presented nightly, at dark, from Memorial Day weekend through September 30th. The laser light show effectively turns the mountainside into a giant 500-foot screen for this spectacular display. After visiting the Crazy Horse Memorial, we checked into our hotel in Custer and headed out for an amazing lunch. After the lunch, we visited the Custer State Park. The park is South Dakota's largest and first state park, named after Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer. The park covers an area of over 71,000 acres of varied terrain, including rolling prairie grasslands and rugged mountains. The park is home to a herd of bison, elk, coyotes, mule deer, white-tailed deer, mountain goats, prairie dogs, bighorn sheep, river otters, pronghorn, cougars, and virile burros also inhabit the park. The park is known for its scenery. Its scenic drives, particularly the Needles Highway and the Wildlife Loop, with views of the bison herd and prairie dog towns, are a must-visit. The next day we visited the Jewel Cave National Monument, which contains Jewel Cave, currently the third longest cave in the world. Please stay tuned for part 4 of this travel vlog coming soon.
It's actually calcite spar, more specifically dogtooth spar. Now, calcite, on the other hand, is one of the most common minerals on Earth. In fact, if I told you to look down at your fingernails for just a second, our fingernails are made of calcium. So if I were to ask you how much those calcite jewels are worth, what would you say? Okay. And at our last stop, I asked you guys to start looking, hearing, or feeling some of the changes inside our cave. Did anyone feel or hear anything along the way?
Rain.
Yeah, we've got water coming into this part of the cave. That is our big change, right?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video and hit the bell icon for updates.